Hello and welcome to another Newham Learning Grammar tutorial. My name is Mrs. Mackenzie and in today's session we'll be exploring how Roald Dahl uses the power of expanded noun phrases to imagine incredible worlds and create captivating characters in just a few glorious words. A noun phrase is a simple phrase built around a noun or naming word. It contains a determiner such as the, this, or some, and a noun, for example, castle. An expanded noun phrase adds more detail to the noun or naming word by adding one or more adjectives to give more information about it. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. By answering one of these three questions: what kind is it? How many are there? Which one is it? For example, a medieval castle, a mysterious, ruined medieval castle. An expanded noun phrase can also add detail by saying where a noun is. For example, a mysterious, ruined medieval castle by the ocean. This is called a prepositional phrase. Writers use adjectives and expanded noun phrases to make their writing more descriptive. They help to give the reader a better picture in their head of what the writer is trying to describe. For example, the expanded noun phrase, that grisly old grunion of grandma in George's Marvellous Medicine, gives you a very strong visual image of just what a selfish, grumpy old woman George's grandma was, without telling you she was nasty. Using just a few words to pack in a whole lot of information about a character or setting keeps your writing concise and reveals rather than tells the reader what characters or settings are like. In fact, Roald Dahl's book, George's Marvellous Medicine, is packed with gut-churning, expanded noun phrases that describe the ingredients of his magic mixture. So what is the recipe for concocting the perfect expanded noun phrase? Take one noun, squiggler, and add a determiner to make a noun phrase, a squiggler. Then throw in an adjective to modify the noun and create a phrase or group of words. A slimy squiggler. Finally, complete with a prepositional phrase for good measure. And there you have it, a more complex noun phrase. A slimy squiggler from the sea. How about the poisonous sting of a bumblebee? The sting is the noun phrase. The adjective that explains the noun phrase is poisonous. Adding of a bumblebee gives more precise information about the noun. Sting to make it a more complex expanded noun phrase. Now you might think that the more adjectives you use, the better your expanded noun phrase will be. But actually, if the adjective you use are not giving more or extra information, which means they're likely to be synonyms, then you only need one useful adjective to keep your writing succinct to the point. Let's read how Roald Dahl describes the cook-up. See if you can spot all the expanded noun phrases he uses to show and not tell you what is happening. Soon the marvellous mixture began to froth and foam. A rich blue smoke, the colour of peacocks, rose from the surface of the liquid, and a fiery, fearsome smell filled the room. It made George choke and splutter. It was a smell unlike any he had smelled before. It was a brutal and bewitching smell, spicy and staggering, fierce and frenzied, full of wizardry and magic. In the first sentence, the noun phrase, the mixture, is expanded with the adjective marvellous, which is also alliterative or beginning with the same sound. The expanded noun phrase, a rich blue smoke, becomes more complex when further information is added by the phrase, the colour of the peacocks, What's also so brilliant about this description is how each noun phrase brings the scene to life through each of the 5 senses, which makes you feel that you are actually there. That's the wizardry and magic that makes Roald Dahl such a brilliant writer to get inspiration from. Let's check what we know about creating expanded noun phrases. See if you can remember all ingredients. So if you said determiner plus a couple of adjectives to describe the noun and a prepositional phrase to give even more detail, you'd be spot on. Take a look at this menu of some of the word choices Roald Dahl used in his description of grandma and have a go at creating your own grisly version of grandma. What do we need to begin with? That's right, a determiner. Let's use the to start with. Next up, pick a couple of adjectives, but make sure they don't repeat the same information, because that wouldn't be effective. Combine them with a noun, say woman, and then write down where she is. Is your description a bit like this? The wicked, wrinkled woman dozing in her chair. Let's experiment with changing some of the ingredients and see what effect that has. I'm going to switch my determiner from the to this. Wicked, wrinkled woman dozing in her chair. How does using this change the meaning of the sentence? Well, using the word this means I'm being more specific and describing this woman rather than any other. And if I use George's and change woman to grandma, then my expanded noun phrase describes one particular lady, George's grandma. George's selfish, grisly grandma, hunched in the corner. Now let's extend that description with another expanded noun phrase to describe one of her features. I'm going to use the possessive determiner her to show that I'm still describing grandma because I don't need to repeat who it is. George's selfish, grisly grandma with her icy smile and wrinkled eyes, leaning forward in her chair. Perhaps you can use a menu like this to build up your own character description, adding more information to extend your noun phrases. Finally, have a go at changing some of the adjectives and see what happens to grandma. How about George's friendly, gentle grandma with her warm smile and twinkly eyes, leaning forward in her chair? That's more like it. Now I think you're ready to create some marvellous medicine of your own. But instead of trying to poison grandma, let's make some magic medicine full of hopes and dreams to cheer her up and remind her how to be happy. As Roald Dahl says, most grandmas are lovely, kind, helpful old ladies. So let's cook up some expanded noun phrases packed with all the good things in life, like the laughter of children, playing in the park, or a perfect shimmering snowflake suspended in the frosty air. Don't forget to follow the magic recipe. Determiner plus adjective plus noun plus prepositional phrase. Here's some ideas to help you get started. Download the beautiful bottle template to load up with all your favourite things, or you can draw your own bottle. Don't forget that nouns can also be ideas like friendship or joy, so you might like to build some expanded noun phrases around those. Well done for completing your task. I hope you enjoyed the activity, and I wonder if thinking all those positive thoughts helped make you feel better too. I'm sure your teacher would also enjoy a read of your marvellous medicine. I'm Mrs. Mackenzie from Essex Primary School, and we've been learning how to write more descriptively by giving more detail and information about nouns. I hope you'll be able to use this to make your writing even more exciting to read. Bye for now.